If you've been thinking about getting serious with your money, like actually serious, now's the time. The Motley Fool is offering new members 50% off their iconic stock recommendation service, Stock Advisor. This is the same service that's crushed the market with recommendations that have returned 1,057% since inception, compared to the S&P 500's 180% over that same period. This isn't guesswork. The Motley Fool has a track record of finding companies before they become household names. So if you want to invest smarter and you like saving money while doing it, go to fool.com/listen to claim your 50% off discount off a 1-year term of Stock Advisor. Again, that's fool.com/listen. Returns of 1,057% are from the Motley Fool's product Stock Advisor and measured against S&P 500 returns of 180% as of July 10th, 2025. Past performance is not an indicator of future results. All investing involves a risk of loss. Individual investment results may vary.
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome to the Kulturecast. I'm Chris Stachiw, and I'm joined... This is actually interesting, a bit of information here. Most of the people that have been on this show in the more contemporary era of this show has been on for 7 years this year. Jesus Christ. Most of the people who have been on this show more recently are people I am friends with now, but I was not friends with before I started the show. However, the gentleman joining me on this episode is someone that I have been friends with. I have been very thankful to call him a close friend for, since 2007? Is that right? 14 fucking years at this point? Mr. Neal Parekh.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, come on. Give me something. Hey, Chris.
Thank you.
Come on, Neal. Your reputation precedes you.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
Not really. I've never talked about you before on the show, but that's okay. Because you and I have known each other since we were in high school, which is a long time ago now, right?
It is. Yep, it sure is. It's crazy to think about all those years back then at
14.
the lunch table at Plano Senior High School, your house, all those times we would hang out, play football in the yard, play video games, and Bonham. Oh man,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Currently in the resurrection stages.
Okay.
Yeah, we've we have had some really good times together. Some crazy times. Some times that are too hot for podcasting.
We can't talk about
it. we can't talk about some of those moments. No, but Neal and I have been friends for a long time. But Neal, how did we become friends? Do you remember? Was it just friends by association?
I think so. I seem to remember we all used to sit down together at the same lunch table. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of random. We all mutually didn't really know each other that well. I think, but you knew John Thompson though, right?
Well, okay. I do. Thompson will never come on here, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
He refuses.
It's his loss.
Him and I talk every other day almost. He outright refuses, but he will not come on here. I think it was John, Deepak, our friend Deepak.
Yep, that's right.
I think that was it, right?
It was me, you, John, and Deepak for sure. And then,
you were gonna say it. You were not gonna white it up there for a second, and then you did. I saw you. Wait,
I struggled.
I watched you do it, Deepak. Come on, Deepak. Hey, Deepak. That's where we grew up. That's how they called it. Hey, what's your name? Dr. Deepak. Oh, lordy.
I think he goes by Dr. Bommy or something like that. I don't know.
Oh dear. Well, that's,
I have to ask him again.
Look, it's better. It's better than expecting people in Texas to pronounce his last name correct.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Because our friend's last name is very Indian. Obviously he's Indian, as are you. But Neal, you are not. Deepak is Southern Indian. He speaks Telugu, right?
Yep, he's Telugu.
Yeah, but what about your family? Where's your family from? I know we're talking about Indian movies, and yes, that is why Neal is here, but it's not because Neal is Indian that he is here. Neal genuinely loves this movie that we're going to talk about. Spoilers, I see why. But, Neal, tell me a little bit, because I've never asked you, where is your family from in India?
Yeah, no problem. So, family's from a state called Gujarat, and that is like, if you think where Bombay is, it's kind of like just west of it. It's the direct state, like directly west of Bombay, Maharashtra.
Does anybody call? Is you talking about the
Mumbai?
Yeah, I was going to say, does anybody call it Bombay anymore?
I
guess
still
it's
call
you
it.
Got that cool ass mustache that you're like Bombay. It rolls off the tongue better. It kind of does.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Mumbai is like the right way to say it. It's probably taboo for me to say Bombay at this point, but it's
imperialist. Bombay.
I know it is. But it was just
savages in Bombay. I mean, it's that kind of like Lagan.
It is.
I just watched Lagan. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Now you're like, Neal, that's messed up, man. How could you call it?
How could you do that?
Yeah. No, yeah, Mumbai is right. It's I guess when I was growing up, it was still kind of Bombay, like, so it was Bombay was just still really prevalent. So I just grew up calling it Bombay. But yeah, Mumbai. So I'm from Gujarat, which is the state next to Maharashtra, which is where Mumbai is. And Gujarat, we're like, whereas Deepak is considered South Indian, I would be considered North Indian by geographical standards, even though I'm really like, if you look at a map, I'm more like West.
Sure. So what is the part of India that your family is from? What is it known for? Because obviously, like where Deepak is from, it's like the coastal India, right? Like,
right.
I don't think he's from all the way from the coast, though. But like, India has like, I feel like for Westerners, India's like, whoa, man, like we're only getting into Japanese sushi here is like a thing,
Right.
But like India has a massive coast. It's a peninsula. The entire country almost is a peninsula. Yep.
That's right. There's a huge coastline, and it goes from Goa on the west side to Kerala on the bottom. And I don't know about the east, unfortunately, but my Indian geography is not up to par. But yeah, so my state, what they're known for, and actually, so funny story. Let me kind of backpedal a little bit. My parents are actually from Mumbai. They grew up in So originally, like, our heritage, like, we are from Gujarat. We're Gujarati. Gujarati is like the term. But so we're Gujarati by ethnicity, by heritage, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
If you've been thinking about getting serious with your money, like actually serious, now's the time. The Motley Fool is offering new members 50% off their iconic stock recommendation service, Stock Advisor. This is the same service that's crushed the market with recommendations that have returned 1,057% since inception, compared to the S&P 500's 180% over that same period. This isn't guesswork. The Motley Fool has a track record of finding companies before they become household names. So if you want to invest smarter and you like saving money while doing it, go to Fool.com/listen to claim your 50% off discount off a 1-year term of Stock Advisor. Again, that's Fool.com/listen. Returns of 1,057% are from the Motley Fool's product Stock Advisor and measured against S&P 500 returns of 180% as of July 10th, 2025. Past performance is not an indicator of future results. All investing involves a risk of loss. Individual investment results may vary.
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wonderside.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wonderside.com. Wonderside. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wonderside today.
But they grew up in Mumbai. And so, anyways, that being said, so Gujaratis are known for, like, the stereotypes of Gujaratis are like, we are like straight and narrow, like we're all vegetarian. We love like sweet foods. Like we're infamously known for putting sugar in everything. And like all of our savory foods too. It's just like sugar and everything.
Too much kaju katli is what you're saying. I was eating it all over here. No gulab jamun. No, is that what you're saying?
No. Those are desserts. I'm
you're talking about putting sugar in just like other things.
Yeah, man. I'm talking about like we make like potato, like Indian potato Gujarati style. You put some sugar in it. I'm not even kidding you.
Really? It sounds good. So that's the thing.
It's
like,
good.
I don't know. Like from what you can tell, most Indian food in the United States, like I can tell that the place that we get from here called Mughals is Southern Indian because they have a lot of like fish and a lot of like seafood.
Yeah.
Right? Because like Northern India, like that's the thing. Like Northern India doesn't eat a lot of seafood comparatively to Southern India because it's on the coast. Right. Just like there are people in India who do eat beef because they are Muslim and they eat beef. So I mean, again, Westerners, as someone who has been to India, as someone who is Indian, we know these things. I also been friends with you so long that it's rubbed off on me so much, obviously. I mean, look, I took an interest in what made you guys you because that was something that clearly was important to you guys. I mean, I would go over to your parents' houses all the time, and I would see how important it was to you guys, and I didn't really have that. Like, I also didn't have, like, a big family. I have a sister, but, like, I don't know. I didn't have, like, a brother or close friends, so you guys were really that for me. I mean, I know you have a brother, but...
Yeah. No, I feel you, man, and I definitely appreciate that. I mean, you're right. Like, the Western kind of prevalent perspective is, India is this one homogenous type of culture and food, and it's not. There are over 30 different major languages in India, not counting regional and village dialects. Which is
why I've tried to not even say Bollywood on this podcast, because Bollywood is not even like Indian cinema. Like Bollywood is just a part of it. Because then there's Telugu cinema,
and then Tollywood, Collywood,
exactly.
Like all those other
right. And I think Telugu is Tollywood, I believe.
That's right.
And then Collywood is which one?
I think that's Kerala. I think.
Okay.
But I
and
have
then
to
Bollywood
go back
is New Delhi.
Yeah, no. Bollywood is going to be it's actually Bombay. So
okay, that's what I thought. Mollywood.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Change it to Mollywood.
I'm not sure that'll go over well.
So, Neal, before we talk about this movie, I want to ask you, before we talk about the movie, growing up in the United States, because you grew up in the States.
Yeah.
Where did
born and raised?
Born and raised in the United States, that was the joke when I had initially gone to India. Was I went to India before Neal did?
That's right. You still have.
I'm kind of shocked. I mean, given the timing now, not so much, obviously. Because what's going on in India is fucking awful. Holy fucking shit. When people here say COVID is over, I'm just like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, no, it is goddamn. Like, our friends in India, man, like, you have family in India, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
We have a close friend our friends have families in India. A close friend the friends I went to India with have their family who I'm friends with are fucking in India. Like, this is not a joke.
Right.
Soapbox aside, as someone who grew up in the States, you watched Indian cinema growing up, right?
Totally. I mean, it was, we kind of talked about this earlier, but it's like, whereas a lot of people that I knew growing up, they would watch like, Mary Poppins or like whatever, right? Like whatever was the
Disney
the latest like well, I did watch Disney stuff. Like Disney stuff was definitely there, but like some of the other like American hit movies that came out, like I don't know, Pretty Woman, or like some of that's like I didn't grow up watching those things. Die Hard. Like I didn't know about those things until I was in my teens. Like I didn't even.
Sure.
I grew up watching Hindi movies. That was what we'd watched at home. That's what we went to the theaters to watch.
Right.
That was everything. So it's Indian cinema. I mean, for me specifically Bollywood, but that's been a huge part of my life and my upbringing and stuff. It's really woven into my fabric of my my upbringing, being like an American here, because I think like that, like Indian movies like represented, I think, this sort of glimpse into culture that I did not necessarily. I wasn't totally immersed in here.
Right. Pretty far cry, especially what they show in some of the movies.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Especially in the movie we're going to be talking about, it's a pretty far cry from what again, shared growing up in, the whitest of white places on the planet, Plano, Texas.
Yeah, not so much anymore. There's a pretty
much anymore.
Yeah, there's a pretty solid Asian population now.
It's true. So, on that note, speaking of Asian kids in school, because we're about to talk about it a whole lot. Neal and I are going to be talking about a little film called 3 Idiots.
लाइफ एक रेस, अगर तेज नहीं दौड़ोगे तो कोई तुम्हें कुचल कर आगे निकल जाएगा।
हम सब तो कॉलेज सिर्फ डिग्री पाने के लिए जाते थे। डिग्री नहीं होगी तो नौकरी नहीं होगी, नौकरी नहीं होगी तो कोई बाप अपनी बेटी नहीं देगा, बैंक क्रेडिट कार्ड नहीं देगी, दुनिया रिस्पेक्ट नहीं देगी। लेकिन वो साला कॉलेज डिग्री के लिए नहीं, सिर्फ पढ़ने के लिए आया था। रणछोड़ दास, श्यामल दास, चांचर, जितना अलग साले का नाम था उतनी ही अलग सोच।
सर, आप जानते हैं हम कौन है?
प्राइम मिनिस्टर का बेटे हो तो भी आई विल नॉट एक्सेप्ट योर पेपर।
सर, आपको हमारा नाम और रोल नंबर पता है? नहीं पता है।
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
Hello, this is Aaron West. I am the author of the A24 New Wave. In this book, I look at A24's output and I make the argument that we are in a new wave movement right now. A24 plays a major role. This book has a supplemental podcast where each episode is a brief conversation about an A24 related topic, whether an actor, director, or even a genre. As I continue research for the book and conduct interviews, I expect to record podcast episodes with people involved with the company. You can find the podcast at cinejourneys.com or wherever you find podcasts, and we are proud to be members of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
अच्छा एक बात बता, do you really feel किस करने में ना बीच में आती है?
एक दिन मैं चला जाऊंगा प्रिया, एकदम से, बगैर बताए, the end.
बहती हवा सा था वो, उड़ती पतंग सा था वो, कहाँ गया उसे ढूंढो।
ये जो अपना दिल है ना, बड़ा डरपोक है यार। इसको बेवकूफ बना के रखो। लाइफ में कितनी भी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो ना, उसको बोलो कोई बात नहीं चाचू, सब ठीक ठाक है, ऑल इज वेल, ऑल इज वेल,
और उससे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगी।
नहीं, लेकिन उसको झेलने की हिम्मत आ जाती है।
कभी बाबा को स्कूटर पे ले आए
तो क्या स्पीड पोस्ट से भेजता? अपने बाप को देखा? लाइफ इज अ रेस, इफ यू डोंट रन फास्ट you'll be like a broken अंडा। हम तो काकू बर्ड।
So, Three Idiots was released in 2009. It is directed by, and correct me if I pronounce any of these incorrectly,
okay.
Rajkumar Hirani. It stars Aamir Khan. Neal, tell me about some of the other people in this film that are really well known, other than Aamir Khan. Because Aamir Khan, obviously, like SRK, like Amitabh,
right.
like Rajnikant,
right.
You know, a lot of, I mean, you could name even more than I could because you were telling me about people that I had never even heard of earlier.
Yeah.
Who are some of the other big names in the film?
So, you know, at the time this came out, like they weren't really that big of names, and they're not even, some of these other actors are not even that big anymore. Like it was kind of like like the other two, you know, we'll probably get into this more, but, you know, obviously Aamir Khan is the big guy, right? He's like the main actor, but then the other two supporting guys are Madhavan and Sharman Joshi, who played, you know, R. Madhavan played Farhan Qureshi and Sharman Joshi played Raju Rastogi in the film. And those two guys, they weren't like really that well known. They did come in a few other movies, and I can't for the life of me remember, you know, right now off the top of my head where they were, but I've seen them come in some other stuff. But they're not like as big. They aren't today, and they haven't become as big name as like Aamir Khan. Some of the there are some other big actors. Boman Irani, who played Virus.
Dr. Virus.
Dr. Virus. Oh man! So Boman Irani is an incredible actor, and he's a comedian. And so he came like he only started, and he didn't start young. He wasn't like the hero, you know, like Aamir Khan. He's always been like kind of like a supporting role,
a character actor.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And he's a comedian, and he's always in funny movies or in maybe in serious movies where there's a comedic relief, right?
Sure.
But he is very pervasive. I mean, he's up there with there are probably a handful of Indian comedians, Indian actors who are known to be comedians in movies.
Sure.
And he is one of them.
Well, he's playing a comedic role in this film too.
Exactly. That's right. So it's par for the course for Boman Irani, but yeah, he's incredible. I mean, he just makes you laugh like all the time. Yeah. Another big name is Kareena Kapoor. She is huge, or I guess I should say she was. She's not so much anymore because, you know, actors age and actresses especially, and once they age, they're not as popular in films, right?
Also, this film came out 12 years ago.
Yeah, don't remind me. That's
yeah. Well, this film came out at the right time for us.
It did.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yep.
But
yep. And okay, the last guy is Kareena Kapoor. She's huge. She was huge. She was in a ton of movies. Actually, she came in one fairly recently. I forgot the name, but it was about her being pregnant. Okay. And if I remember correctly, the storyline was they weren't married, and she was pregnant, and so it was interesting stuff. Anyways, Kareena Kapoor, huge actress. There are I forget the relationship, but there are like her parents or aunts and uncles or something are also big name. They were also big names in Bollywood too. The last guy, the guy who played Chatur or Silencer, he is, little known fact, he was also in The Office for a couple episodes.
Yeah, he's from Arrested Development.
He was in, okay. Okay.
Which is what I remember him from.
That's funny. I don't remember seeing him in Arrested Development. Was he in the earlier seasons or the later seasons?
He was in the original show, yeah.
Oh, he was? Okay.
Yeah, he was in the original, like, first or second season. He's a very recognizable actor to, like, a Western audiences.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, and that's what surprised... So, actually, like, when I started watching The Office... and I saw him come in The Office, it was a surprise to me that he was in The Office. Because, like, oh my God, I know him from Three Idiots.
Right,
like,
right.
What is he doing on a TV show like The Office? Like, I had no idea he was, like, so involved in Western TV and movies and stuff. Sure.
So, the movie is about three guys who go to engineering school together. Neal already mentioned Aamir Khan, Madhavan, and Sharman Joshi play the three titular idiots.
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface-level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind-the-scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
And Aamir Khan is the rule breaker. Madhavan plays the kind of guy who clearly wants to go do something else but can't tell his parents. And then Sharman Joshi plays the guy who's doing this to get his family out of abject poverty. And then they butt heads with the professor, Rajkumar Hirani, who plays Dr. Viru, otherwise known as Dr. Virus in the movie. And he's kind of the hard ass who does, this whole movie is about changing the way Indian parents and Indian society views and treats people in education and education expectations, right? That's what the whole movie's about. And this plays out over 2.5, almost 3 hours of film. And it's, again, an epic. It's an epic movie. It's not an epic subject in any matter, but it's an epic in its presentation.
It is. I think they do such a good job of, and when I recommended this movie to you in the first place, it was just like the reason why this is one of my favorite movies of all time is not only because it has Aamir Khan, who's one of my favorite actors, but also because of the storyline. Like it just, the plot of the movie and the message that it delivers is it resonates hard with me.
Resonates pretty hard with me too.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. Obviously. That's right. And it's just, it's such an amazing story,
Yeah. Oh, I agree. It's, so what Neal is talking about is there is this kind of, the theme, I think, the underlying theme of the movie is do what makes you happy, and other people's expectations put on you can lead to you being unhappy. So do what makes you happy and don't worry about other people. It's more important to be happy yourself because you are the only one who dictates your own happiness. And it's shown through like the educational lens. And obviously Asian cultures, both Indian, Japanese, Chinese, very, I mean, Neal, I don't have to tell you this. Academia is like, second to God.
It is.
In Asian culture, anyone, name one, it's almost all of them.
Right. Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head, Chris. It's like this is a particularly powerful subject that the movie chose because education it's a value. I can only speak to Indian households, but obviously, I'm going to generalize to Asian
as well.
Yeah. I think it's pretty safe to generalize it, to the greater Asian population. But education is typically it's a value that's instilled. It's not a tool; it's a value. Education is important. It's so important, in fact, that it comes before, like when you're a kid, it comes before everything else. Education is the most important thing. And the parents, invest a lot. They invest everything. They would rather pay, they would rather pay 10 grand to a child's education than pay 10 grand to buy a new car.
Right.
It's just how it is. It's ingrained in our culture. Education is important because, to my parents, to our, Asian, like, I'm just thinking about this from back in the day. It's like they may not have had the same opportunities.
No.
They didn't receive the same education, or their parents didn't receive that education, or they didn't get those opportunities. And as a result, they had to live very hard, very difficult lives. They've had to, work very hard for very little money and just to make ends meet. And it was a miserable life. But the one thing that could change that is education. You go get your education done, and it's supposed to lead to, the promised land, right? It's the greener pasture, right? You go, you sweat and you toil, you do well in school, you do well in school, you get a good job, then your life is set. Everything else falls into place. And that's what we were taught growing up. Education is everything.
I was about to say, this doesn't sound well rehearsed. This sounds like it was ingrained in you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this was, for me and my brother both, right? I mean, it was just, this was how we lived our lives. And
right.
A lot of our, like you had mentioned, a lot of our expectations were crafted around education and the educational upbringing. And there's like, I have to be fair, like while expectations were high, while it was tough, like to live under that, I didn't have it probably as bad as some other people did. And also to be more, to be fair to their point of view, it's like I can understand why it's I understand why the importance is there.
Sure, me too. I do think it can go a little far, as I'm sure you can.
Absolutely.
That's not what this movie's about, but obviously This movie, it kind of is about that in a roundabout way. It's not about that. It's more about preventing that from becoming as prevalent as it seemingly was for not our generation so much, but I think our generation was the second one. Because, this movie is made for the generation that came before us, right? Mm-hmm. This would be what? The Gen Xers, right?
I don't know, actually.
Gen Y?
Well, I don't know, actually.
These guys are in 1999,
Oh, no, I thought this was... No, this is 2000...
No, but it's set in 99.
Oh, is it really?
The beginning, so the movie, the movie is like, I think it's like, what?
Oh, I
10
see.
years later or something?
That's right, yeah, accounting for the time difference, yeah. I never thought about that, yeah, but you're right.
This is not our generation that this movie is targeted at. It's targeted at the people it's targeted at the adults who gave the generation before us the treatment that they're talking about in this movie.
I see where you're going with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Because our generation is like even with, I'm sure, as probably strict as your parents and as strict as other kids' parents were that we grew up with, they weren't as strict as their parents would have been if they could have been regarding education. Your parents let you have a life more than their parents or other kids' parents might have. Because the militant nature of education was, like you said, to get them out of that bad situation. And if that's all it takes, then that's all you're gonna do. Period.
Right.
But we grew up in Plano, Texas. Pretty safe, pretty middle class. My parents busted their ass just like your parents busted their ass. But we still had it pretty good, comparatively.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, I knew people who had it worse, and
right.
like me personally, like I have to say, like, I was very fortunate, very blessed that my parents were not one of those people who, when I was born, that they said, oh, you have to be doctor, lawyer, or engineer.
Right.
I was not one of those. Now, ironically, I became a lawyer, but that's neither here nor that's not where my path started. You know, I wasn't born and held up like Simba from The Lion King, and my parents going, "You are going to be a lawyer." Like that did not happen.
And they have that scene in this movie where it's like, "You're going to be an engineer," and they like give him a stamp. Yeah, I mean that's real. I mean, arranged marriages are as real as arranged jobs. Like my dad was. I mean, look, that's the thing. Like, I think there's part of me that like understands what you guys had to deal with because. Like, while I might not be of Asian descent, I do come from a family of, like, my dad's first generation. Like, because his dad was Eastern European. My dad's dad got 1B ever. Like, that was, you know, like, that's, you know what I'm talking about. Like, what does that sound like to you? Like,
yeah.
It sounds very similar to other, like, you know, Asian cultures, which, again, a lot of it is driven by the inequity of, equity. The inequity, I mean, the people who are poor see education as a thing that's important. People who are rich see it as a thing that's, you know, I don't know.
It keeps them that. Well, I mean, you know, when
keeps
you're
them that way.
It keeps them that way. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's, you know, that's the thing. Like in the household that I grew up, like I didn't have the best grades, but that was the expectation.
Exactly.
Was that like you need to get A's and everything, and like,
right.
But my dad, growing up, like that, my dad's parents were like, you need to be like a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, it is the most Indian thing. I mean, every kid, my generation, every kid, even the new like Gen Zs and stuff. I mean, the parents are still, you know, it is the expectation is to make your parents proud. You need to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer. I mean, there are some variances like if you're in business, right? Something that's like generally regarded as prestigious. Like my brother, for example, he's a business person. He's neither a doctor, lawyer, nor an engineer. But he's in a very prestigious position. He works a very prestigious job. He makes pretty good money, you know, and it's like that is seen as a measure of success. And so even though you're not in one of those traditional professions, it's still like an acceptable type of thing, you know. And that's the, I mean, like I said, you go to any Indian person and they'll know exactly what I'm talking about because it's true for everyone.
And that's why this movie is so important.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah, it's become. I mean, like there are even like YouTube videos where people like my generation where they do things like make fun of their parents, and that's like a running joke. You know, like when the baby is born, it's like, oh, doctor, lawyer, engineer, which one? And they'll play games to find out like which one are you going to be. You know,
it's depressing in a way.
Yeah, it is because you know It's tough because, you know, like I said, I know people that got it worse. I know people where, you know, when they don't meet the expectations of their parents because of education or whatever, you know, they don't get meals or they get beat or they get, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like
that's still going on.
I mean, today, I don't know, but I'm talking about when I was a kid,
when
right?
we were back when we were in high school.
Yeah.
I was like,
back
I hope to God no adults are beating other adults because they get bad grades anymore. Like, holy hell, man.
No,
I was like, is there something you want to tell us? Because like we need to help these people.
No.
Not that. Look. I think we can both agree as two people that maybe want to have kids at some point in our lives, our adult lives. Hitting your kids ain't okay.
Yeah.
Hard stop.
Yeah.
So don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't hit your kids.
Yeah.
Hard stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. Even if it's for grades or something else. God damn, our generation has a lot of baggage to unpack from the previous ones. It sucks, man.
Yeah. Yep. It's pretty crazy out there. And you know, I'll tell you what, like it's eventually like when the physical punishment is like, I mean, I need to say this for the sake of the record, but you know, I was never one of those kids that was under any real danger. Like I never got meals taken away from me. I never got what?
Me either. I'm just kidding.
No. My parents, I would say my parents are definitely more of the progressive, like on this, it's a spectrum, right? It's a sliding scale.
Right.
And my parents were on the more
off than you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, well, I don't want to name names, but
No. But there are
some of the people
phones get blown up by their parents still as adults. Like,
oh yeah, that's me. That's me.
No, I'm not talking about the way your parents text you. Or the way...
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about hovering as an adult.
Yeah.
Over other adults.
That's right. That's still a thing for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I like that this movie. That's the important thing about this movie, right? Is at some point our society needs to have a discussion about the expectations that we put on the generations that come after us. Because it's not my fault if my kids don't want to do what I want them to do.
Exactly.
What they want to do is what they want to do. Period.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, when I have kids, like, and my dad was really good about this, and his philosophy was like, look, be whatever you want to be, do whatever you want to do, but just be very good at it. Just succeed, just excel. You work to be something and make something of yourself, and that's what I want for my kids. Like, I don't have kids yet, but when I have kids, I don't care what they want to be, whether they want to be a teacher, a lawyer, a physicist, like, I don't care what, right?
Teacher, lawyer, doctor, engineer, whatever they want to be.
Yeah.
Just be successful at it.
As long as it's a doctor, lawyer, engineer, I don't care what they want to be.
I've heard this before somewhere. I knew it. They're up to it again. Neil's saying one thing but doing another. Yeah, you could be a doctor, an engineer, or a lawyer.
Whatever they want to.
Nope, just those. But you can choose now.
Yeah, that's right. They could choose. No, I'm just joking.
The option now. Before you didn't get the option, you were just told what you were going to be.
That's right.
I wonder, because neither one of us grew up in the Indian education system, I wonder how realistic what's going on at the engineering academy is to real life and how much of it's played up. Because there's a lot of suicide in this movie and a lot of attempted suicide, which is... Holy shit, was not expecting that at all.
No, it didn't. I mean, it still gets me today. Like, even when I watch it, like, I was still crying, like, when those scenes came on. Like, it was, and I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, and it was still difficult to swallow, to see that stuff happen.
So there's like a character. So this whole movie is essentially the biggest issue I have with this movie is the framing device of the flashback is really stupid, because we're led to believe that these people would spend 5 years not being in contact with their friend who they could get a hold of in the mid-2000s. Okay, sure. Convenient, whatever, fine. I'll believe it for the sake of the film. The film takes place in the present, but it's told in flashback about the 5 years ago period that they spent at this engineering academy or school where they would all go. It's like a secondary school. It's like a secondary school,
college.
Right?
Yeah, it's a university, right?
Yeah. So they're all here. It's a really, prestigious university for engineering in India. And there's the doctor, or the professor, or Dr. Viru, who is kind of this hard ass. And he's a hard ass to everybody. And I guess he's meant to kind of represent the Indian culture towards education as it is now, versus the younger characters are the more contemporary representation. And there's a character who kills himself because the professor, I would say in this day and age, that guy kind of egged him on into killing himself, right? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, you saw the movie, right? Aamir Khan, the scene at the funeral.
Yes, I did. Thank God I should.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No.
Explain it to me, please.
I should rephrase and say
Neil
you
forgot
remember.
Where he was for a second. You saw the movie, right?
You remember that scene?
Yeah, yes, I do.
At the funeral, right? Can we talk about the movie? Like,
yes,
is it okay?
About the movie.
Yeah. So
no.
the funeral.
No,
well, I wasn't sure.
Tell me about your muzzle, please.
What, my
Sit
muzzle?
back in the chair. Sit back in the chair and tell me about your muzzle. This is not about the movie. It's about you, Neil. Only about you. Okay. Yes, let's talk about the movie. Obviously.
Yeah. So this happens twice in the movie, right? Where it's the funeral scene, right? Where Aamir Khan goes up to the virus and says, congratulations, they found out the cause of death is murder. Right. And it's not murder because of it's not the They said the doctors say it was the pressure to the jugular is what killed him. But
right, because he hung himself.
Because he hung himself. But in reality, what they didn't realize what it was the pressure, the mental pressure that pushed him to the edge. And this was a murder. That's what he said. He said, this is a murder. And it happened twice. It happened again toward the end of the movie when Kareena Kapoor,
characters.
Yeah, with Kareena Kapoor, when, you know, the daughter, when she says it too about the son that committed suicide.
Yep.
You know, and to your point, Chris, about, you know, what was this trumped up in the movie, or, you know, how accurate is it portrayal? It's very accurate. I don't have personal experience with it, but I have heard stories. I have, you know, secondhand, right? And talking to people from India, family, cousins, whatever, right? And this is the competition is we thought it was bad at Plano, dude.
I didn't think it was bad at Plano because I didn't participate.
you didn't play the game. You didn't play.
I don't want to. Here's the thing. I don't want to play. Look,
yeah.
Like if you think about it for like 2 seconds, right? How fucked up is it what they do to kids in high school? Like it's really fucked up. Like think about the amount of pressure they're under now. Like if I were under that amount of pressure today, I'd lose my goddamn mind. Like we're under pressure from our jobs. But the pressure that we're under for our jobs is nowhere near what it's like in high school. In high school, it's every day.
It's every day. It's every day. And the problem is, I mean, look, I actually went through a lot of this in law school too, because it was like, you know, I was trying to play the game. I was trying to be competitive. I was trying to get good grades.
That's why you go to law school, man.
Yeah.
And that's why you go where you went, because it's a very competitive school.
That's right. That's right. So, you know,
all law schools aren't fucking competitive, but okay.
Yeah, well, you know, Yale, Harvard, those guys aren't competitive.
Right, you don't have to be competitive when you're already at the point where competition doesn't matter.
Exactly. You made it to the club, right? That's all that matters. So once you're in, you're in. But yeah, you know, the point of the story is that's, you know, that was the nature of the beast, right? When you're in law school, it's you have to work hard, you have to be competitive, you have to, you know, the expectations at that point are self-created. My parents were never like, oh son, you have to do well, oh you have to study. It was my drive. It was like, you know, I was like, damn, I need to study, I need to work hard. And everyone is like that in law school, and it gets rough, man. It's a beatdown mentally. You know, like you said, it's every day. Every day you show up and you're just, you know, you're like, I have to read for class. I have to do well in class. I have to study. I have to do well on the exam. It just becomes a beatdown.
And you know what? Like you've said, the thing that your professor said, completely right. Most of the other shit's complete, utter, contrived nonsense that sounds like it came out of a movie. But I know it didn't because I know you and you don't lie. The issue with kind of all of this, right, is when you look at what you're doing when you're there at this kind of school. Like you said.
Hello, this is Chris Haskell from They Live by Film. For those that don't know us, Adam, Zach, and we built a podcast over the last 2 years that's a combination of film discussion from 3 very different perspectives, as well as industry interviews with the leaders in boutique Blu-ray and 4K community. We started with Dev Crocodile, but over time we've been lucky enough to speak with Arrow Video, Severin, Mondo Macabro, Vinegar Syndrome, Radiance, Indicator, most of the OCN partner labels. It's been a blast. You can find us wherever you podcast, and also actually recently as part of Someone's Favorite Production Podcast Network. We hope to see you online.
You don't happen into law school. You're there for a reason.
Yep.
You don't, like, not like, I mean, like kids, I knew kids in college just like you did that their parents forced them to go there. Right. Hell, I could have ended up as one of them. I got kicked out of college my first year, kids. Like, straight up, I'm here now, which, what does that mean? Nothing. I have a master's in business from the University of North Texas, and I don't exercise it on a daily basis because I don't have to and I don't want to. But that doesn't mean that people who got UNT MBAs don't, and they should. Just like, you know, that's the thing about education ultimately, that this movie really goes out of its way to make a point about, and I agree 100%, as I'm sure you do, the old school ways of teaching have to end in some respects because they are not conducive to learning. They're conducive to memorization, but they're not conducive to synthesization, understanding. Right. I mean, look, you were in debate in high school. Shit, I don't know why I remember that, but I do. And I remember that because you're a lawyer now and it makes sense.
Yep. I think you're right. It's, you know, the movie does a good job of I think there's kind of two messages, right? The first one being what you said, which is challenge the conventions. Learning is the point of school is to learn, not to not to just get in there and memorize some stuff in a textbook, right?
And learning is something different to everyone. There is no one right or wrong way to learn.
That's right. Yep. And that's what the movie does a good job of showing Aamir Khan in that role of the person who challenges the conventions. And you really don't it really doesn't dawn on you until that scene where the grades come out or the rankings come out. And then you see the two other guys, Raju and Farhan, and you see them in the bottom two ranks. And then it's funny because they're like, oh crap, where's Rancho? He's not on the list. So they think he failed. And then they find out, oh, he got first. And it was like that was really when it dawned on the audience, or at least me as the viewer, like, oh shit, like this guy is, he just really has a passion for education. He has a passion for learning. And that's why he succeeds, because he gets out of it what he wants to get out of it.
Right. And look, again, like as an adult now, I've never liked structured education, because I think structured education has a lot of failings. I think we both have seen that in our combined however many years of postgraduate and, grad college. I mean, between the two of us, we have what? Probably almost 20 years of college, right? Because I went to school for 5. You went to school for 4.
4, yeah.
And that's almost a decade. And then you were in law school for 3 years, and I was in, almost 15 years between the two of us. Like, it's not a joke. If you don't want to be there, it's pretty easy to not be there.
Yep.
Take it from me, the guy who Neal did not fail out of college. Neal has not failed at mostly anything he's ever done in his life. At least from a easily discernible on the base level, right? Like you're currently employed as a lawyer, doing what you went to school for. Mm-hmm. That's a theoretical success, correct?
Yeah, agreed.
Theoretical.
Yeah,
whether or not you're happy
on
is
paper.
up to you. Yeah, on paper, right.
Yeah.
And it feels like this movie is going against the idea of education on paper. Because education on paper, like you mentioned, is about teaching and providing the younger generation or uneducated education so that they can be educated, and being educated gives you access to more opportunities. At least it should. It should, theoretically. I don't think it works that way inherently all the time. No system is perfect. Duh. Right. But this movie really goes out of its way to say there is a problem in... It's less a condemnation of Western education, more a condemnation of Eastern Asian education, I think, right?
Yeah. And this is where the second message, I think, comes into play. It's there's this duality of challenging the educational system, but also challenging the expectations behind it that support that educational
expectations.
Exactly, the cultural expectations. That's right.
I know you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but the cultural expectations are real in this movie, as in they are in real life, correct? It's pretty 1-to-1. We've kind of already discussed it, but people that live under this kind of I have to save my family, or this is my family's expectation for me. That's a thing with people as it is for me.
100%.
And it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brutal.
It is. And I mean, look, that Raju, his thing about wanting, a better life for his family and stuff. I resonate with that a little bit because that's what I want. I want when I was in college, one of my goals was I want to go through law school and do well in law school. This was my theme during law school too, is I want to do well in law school because I want to get a good job. I want to build wealth so my parents can retire. I want them to have to stop working so hard because they've worked so hard to put me in the position that I'm in today.
Which is amazing, by the way. That's so fucking commendable, dude. I don't have that. I don't have to be fair, because my parents have done for me what you are doing for your family. So I'm not gonna fucking lie. People who aren't honest about what they've been given in life can go fuck themselves. I can be very honest about what I've gotten and how I am understanding and able to process it. Like me sitting here and be like, oh yeah, I understand, Neal. Like, you would think I'm full of shit. You would know I don't do that. I don't do that anyways. Like,
yeah.
But like that's beyond commendable, dude. I mean, living well. That's not something that like American, not like immigrant families coming to this country more, but like the Western. You don't stay at home. You don't live with your family. Once you leave, you're on your own. Blah 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 blah. It's like this, and I talked about it on an episode of Scary Stories. We tell when we had a guest on who his Mexican, huge Mexican family. Very similar to Indian culture in a way. Family lives at home. Yeah. Big families.
Very family oriented.
Yeah. Western culture, man. Like a lot of like, I don't get it. Like we're like American culture is big on family as in the people that live in your house.
Yeah.
But like,
and it's almost a convenience thing too. It's
100%. 100%.
Right. It's like family when it makes sense, family when it works out, but not family when times are tough, or not family when it's inconvenient to you.
Right. I mean, in this movie, you have one of the characters' sister lives at home taking care of the family because she can't get married, and it's like kind of a joke later in the film. Your sister's marrying Aamir Khan, which, by the way, I guess she's not marrying Aamir Khan. She's marrying the other character, Madhavan, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Because anyone would love to marry Aamir Khan, myself included. Dude, okay, can we talk about this? American leading men cannot hold a candle to Indian leading men at all, right?
Oh yeah. In terms of just sheer popularity, in terms of like the following, in terms of the screen presence,
raw charisma.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at like SRK versus like Tom Cruise, right?
He's that's the comparison, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He's the Indian Tom Cruise. That's what
I've heard. I've read that. But I think that's an insult to SRK.
It is. The Tom Cruise is the Indian SRK. Like that's
really is.
It's amazing because Chris, remember when I was recommending movies to you?
Yeah.
Did you notice how I recommended those movies?
Yeah, I know.
It was by the actor.
Yeah.
Because that's what Indian cinema is. It's you don't follow the movie, you follow the actor. You don't care who. I mean, nowadays it's like there's like Karan Johar and Farah Khan and like
that's the Western. That's the Western influence of like caring about directors.
Yeah, like the new Michael Bay film, or the Steven what's his name? Jesus.
Soderbergh?
Right.
Spielberg?
No. Spielberg. Yeah, Spielberg. Yep.
Chris Nolan?
Yeah, yeah, Chris Nolan. Exactly. That's right. So, you talk about those guys and it's like, I want to go see his new movie that he directed, right? But it's like the cast isn't as prominent. But in Indian cinema, in Bollywood specifically I can speak to, it's just like, I want to go see the new Shah Rukh Khan movie. I want to go see the new Aamir Khan movie. Right. You don't even know what it's about. You may know what the title is.
To be fair, Neal, like most of the movies have everything in them, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So as someone who is Indian, can you explain to me, because I kind of have my assumption and doing my reading, going to the movies is like a thing. It's not just like I'm going to the movies on Saturday. It's like a fucking event, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, when you grow, when I was growing up, it was like you planned. That was your day. You go to the. It's like we're going to
4 hours long, man.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's a day. That's a family day activity. And when you go there, see, this is what did you watch it on Netflix?
Yeah.
So one thing that was notable was the intermission was missing. There is in the original movie, as I'm sure you've seen other Hindi movies, right? There's always an intermission.
Actually, I assumed they all had them, given that like expectations are like ain't nobody's ass comfortable for 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even in American Western cinema, if your film goes around 3.5, 4 hours, that is 2 2-hour films. There needs to be a break.
They
don't even show those. That's the thing, dude. Like 4-hour movies ain't a thing.
Yeah, Avengers was like the longest movie I'd seen in a long time, right?
Yeah, I bet it was. It's the longest Western movie most Westerners have seen.
That's right. And like you said, doesn't hold a candle to Indian.
Gone was like 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean DDLJ, like Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, all of those, right? I mean 4 hours, right? You're in it. It is a journey, right?
DDLJ is a rom-com that is 3.5 hours long.
Yep.
And I didn't check my watch. I didn't check the clock. I wasn't checking my phone. I was enthralled, just like it was in this movie. I was enthralled in this movie.
That's right. It's and one thing going back to it being like in activity, capital A activity.
Yeah, capital A activity.
You go to the theaters. I mean, you get there early. You get there an hour early. You get the seats, right? You drive 30 minutes because when I was growing up, there were two theaters, Walnut Glen and the Fun Asia. Yeah, and that was
Fun Asia Radio, dude.
Fun Asia Radio. I mean, it's all trash now. It's all downhill. But it's back in when I was in middle school, elementary, middle school, and getting into high school, like that was it. And so you would drive 30 minutes to go to the movie theater. You get there an hour early. You couldn't reserve tickets online.
Right.
A lot of the time. So sometimes you go
Bring your rope.
Yeah.
Bring your rope off the entire thing.
Yeah, that's right. You go super early, or you'd send a friend to go a couple hours early and buy some, or a day early or something, and you buy tickets, for a specific showing. Sometimes a few days beforehand, right? And then it's a pre-planned. You show up, you go there, you get there early, you hold down the seats, and it would be a battle, man. It would be a battle because there's no reserved seating like there is today. It's you go there and you bring women because they have purses and purses and jackets and stuff, and that's what you did. And sometimes you'd lay across the seats so no one could sit down. Yeah. And
what was Fun Asia like in the 2000s?
It was. I mean, the theater.
They show that shit at Cinemark Legacy now, dude. That's wild, man.
It's wild.
It's wild to me.
That's a gift. It's spoiled. It's like the people today have it. I mean, Fun Asia Theater was like it was. You remember the Dollar Theater in Plano?
Yeah, before they redid it.
I know, but rest in peace, right? That shit's gone.
The $1 movie theater is gone now because of course it is.
Yeah, because money, profit, greed. All the
good things about Hollywood.
Yeah, but you remember how the layout of the Dollar Theater was, where like the seats were not like super elevated, like how they are in regular theaters.
Not stadium seating.
Yeah, it's not stadium. It was like just kind of like a gradual slow. That's how Fun Asia used to be. It was built just like that, and so it was like it really sucked when you were sitting in like the front seats because they were like way too close, and like you always wanted to be more in the back if you could because you kind of get like.
Sure, of course.
And it was like they had cloth seating. So I mean, it was just your basic like movie theater. Like there was nothing special about Fun Asia.
Okay, I have to ask a random question.
Okay.
What did they sell at the concession stand?
Oh, that was the best part. So like again, this was part of the movie experience, right? Like you would go in your
So it is a good answer. It's not like It's not like fucking Reese's peanut butter cups. Is what you're saying.
No.
Okay, thank God. Yeah. Like I didn't know how this answer was going to. I didn't know how you were going to answer this.
Yeah.
It was part of me that was like, well, maybe they just want to eat American fucking popcorn movie food. But
far from it.
There is such a culture in India of cinema. Like Indian cinema isn't like a 1980s thing. Like Sholay is from the 70s. Like holy shit. Like this is not. We don't have the the market cornered on cinema at all.
Right. That's right. And I mean, for the concessions, it was that was part of the fun, right? Because you would sometimes, like I remember when I was a kid, sometimes I'd get tired of it. I was like, man, when is the intermission gonna come? When is the intermission gonna come? Because then it's like your chance to go to the bathroom and like go get snacks, right? It was all about the snacks, and like they would sell samosas, they would sell like what chaat is. Have you had chaat? Yeah. So it's like they would sell chaat items. So
you gonna ask me if I'd watch the movie again too?
Have you seen Chris? Have you seen Three Idiots? Have you seen it? It's so good.
This movie? Chris, have you had shot? Yes, Neil. What the
I know you've been to India, but I don't know if you've had. Yeah. So I'm not generalizing. I'm not stereotyping.
Wow.
So yeah.
Because all of your other friends that have been to India, they're rushing out, I'm sure.
That's right. So that was the fun part. You'd get samosas and you would get pakoras and you would get chaat and all this other fun stuff and take it. And, you either eat it outside or you just take it back and get to snack on it while the movie's going. And I mean, everyone was, and chai. Chai was like a huge...
Oh my God, are you serious?
They sold chai. So, I mean, they sold coffee too, but chai was... And sometimes they'd run out and you'd be so pissed and you're just SOL, right? But it was just fun to grab.
There's no chaiwala that runs up and down the...
There's no chaiwala that runs up and
with
you
his
have to go into the counter.
Little jug.
Yeah. And the concession lines, man, they would be almost to the door. Like because and the worst part was like when there are like 2 or 3 movies going on and like 2 of them happen to have intermission at the same time. You're like, fuck me. Yeah, because then that's when the lines would get too long.
That's
and you're like, I can't. Yeah, and then you would, you'd have I have like my parents would go stand in the line while I go to the bathroom, and then like we rotate out. Like I'd stand in the line, and you have one person saving the seats because sometimes because they're not reserved. So during intermission, some people would shift seats. And so it's like you don't have safe seats, so you got to save them.
Bitches, man, what the fuck?
It was the Wild West, dude. It was the Wild West. But it was fun.
Boy, that's a time that's like hard to think about now, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Right? Like I said, we're spoiled now, right? We get everything's you buy tickets online. You reserve your seat. It's the concession lines are like automated sometimes, right?
Or the ones are like the really good ones are like self-serve.
That's right. That's right. I think like West Plano,
Legacy West,
right? Legacy West, yeah. Self-serve, or you have your like Studio Movie Grill, Alamo Draft Houses that like they serve you food, right? So there's
Alamo Draft House. Fuck you. You want to open this box on this podcast?
I guess not.
Oh, you can if you want to. Let's do it. I don't care. I'll throw the gauntlet down here. I'm a pretty outspoken dude. Neil, you've known me for like 15 years now almost. I'm pretty outspoken, right?
Yes.
Probably gotten more outspoken recently.
Probably. I wouldn't put it past you.
Wow, probably, as if he doesn't. Hey, have you seen 3 Idiots? Christ almighty. So for me, the way I look at things is in this day and age, you have to be honest with who you are before you can attempt to ask other people to be honest with you. So I am the kind of person who has gotten very intimately aware as to who I am in the last couple years. I have definitely grown out of my shell that I was in for a very long time. Neil can attest to this. I did not think in 2028. Not in 28, I didn't. In 2008, I didn't think I would ever do something like this. So that notwithstanding, the reason I hate the Alamo Drafthouses is because they're not honest with their audience as to who they are. They claim to be a progressive business that supports, don't talk during the movies, and we love cinema, and blah, 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 blah. That's great and all, if that were the reality. The reality of the Alamo Drafthouse is that Alamo Drafthouse, at least at their original location, and it would seem that other things would kind of support this, protected people that were sexually assaulting their waitstaff. And not only protected the people that were sexually assaulting their waitstaff, there was at one point a painting in the original location of Alamo Drafthouse of like their original regulars. Mm-hmm. Some of those original regulars were the people sexually assaulting the waitstaff, which is not surprising given that this is the same company that protected sexual assaulters. And then it goes even further because they hired Devin Faraci, who was doing a lot of work for Birth Movies Death. He was a big movie reviewer, blogger, was working for Alamo Drafthouse through their Birth Movies Death brand. And then it turns out that he was sexually assaulting women, and he was confronted about the allegations, and he quit. And then about a year later, he was rehired in secret by Tim League, the owner of Alamo Drafthouse. The internet found out, and then he was summarily fired the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I had no idea about.
I know nobody does. Stuff. Nobody does. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like Alamo Drafthouse, like I said, you need to be honest with yourself before you can expect honesty from other people. And Alamo Drafthouse has never been honest with their viewers and their customers about who they are. They are not this progressive company that supports, equal employment and, the diversity of movies. They're a bunch of fucking liars who protect sexual assaulters, and Tim League is still involved with the company, and he was essentially, from the Splinter article, if you believe the Splinter article, he was part of the people who were making decisions about keeping the information quiet.
Wow.
It's like I said, man, like shit's fucked up.
That's insane.
Well, it's not though, because it's the entertainment industry.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the way I see that stuff is like every time we hear about something, what about all the stuff we're not hearing about?
Oh yeah. Oh
right?
My God, yeah. And it's way worse. I mean, this stuff is bad, but like the stuff we're not hearing about is so bad that we're not hearing about it because money is trading hands so that we don't hear about it.
That's right.
So, Neal, I have to ask you, as someone, pivoting away from horrifying topics back to something a little bit more positive. As someone who was watching Indian cinema growing up, where does Aamir Khan, I know you're a huge fan of Aamir Khan, but as someone who's watched a couple Amitabh films, I think one Rajnikant and one SRK, where does Aamir Khan, this is the second Aamir Khan film now, where does Aamir Khan kind of rank? I know where he ranks for you, but kind of with others, the population at large, where does Aamir Khan fit into that equation?
Yeah, I mean, he is definitely one of the big names.
Right.
You have the three Khans, which are like Aamir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, and Salman Khan. Right now, Salman Khan. Yeah, Salman Khan. That's right. He's another one to check out. So I never recommended his movies because, admittedly, I'm not like a huge fan of Salman Khan. He's done some really messed up stuff as a back in the day. I don't need to get into that for the podcast, but it's
homicide, huh?
Okay, yeah. Apparently, you just looked it up right now.
It's called the internet. Neal.
Yeah,
we all have it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. Like, apparently, he got. From what I understand, he got,
as we like to say in the entertainment industry, allegedly.
Yeah, sure. The allegations are, as I like to say in the courtroom, Your Honor, the allegations are that Salman Khan was driving, like he ran over some homeless people or something like that, and he just got away with murder. He may have been really drunk. I don't know. I don't remember, but he's very rich.
Doesn't sound like someone
wealthy.
I want to support.
Yeah. So after all that stuff happened, I did like him. There were a few movies, and I don't remember the names now because they're like 5 or 6 word long movies. But I think he was in. Was it Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham, or was it? He was in one of those. Don't remember right now. But he was in it, and he's a good actor. He's done some great stuff. His older movies, for sure, I really like them. The newer stuff, I just think the problem is like he's 50 plus now, and I mean, Shah Rukh Khan has the same issue where they're still trying
they
to.
They don't look believable anymore.
They're trying to be. They're still the hero. They're still the macho young heartthrob hero on screen that gets the girl, and it's just like. It's so dumb. Like
it's very James Bond, but like
but it's not suave like James Bond.
But yeah, without the tongue in cheek, right? Like
exactly.
Like that's kind of the tongue in cheek fun nature of like like Roger Moore in A View to a Kill. He's like 50 something, and Tanya Roberts is like in her 20s. It's like it's kind of a joke, right? Like we're kind of in on the joke, but yeah, the Indian cinema like Robo, right? Robo came out around the time I was in India, so 2011. Yeah. And like Rajnikant is in that movie. And he's playing like the heartthrob. And it's like that dude is straight dead ass bald in real life.
Yeah.
He looks like someone's grandpa in real life.
Right.
But like you said, he's trying to be the young hero.
That's right. So that's kind of my issue with Salman Khan and some of the other, but anyways, that's not the point. The point is for Aamir Khan, he definitely ranked. I mean, he's one of the legendary like Indian actors, one of the most prominent Indian actors, and some I mentioned this to you before. The reason why I like Aamir Khan so much is because he generally is very choosy with his movies. He typically only does like one movie a year, if even that. And the movies that he does do, they all typically have a very good message behind them.
Sure.
Three Idiots example, Lagan, right? Lagan, 3 Idiots.
Yeah, Lagan.
Rang De Basanti, Tare Zameen Par. There are countless examples. I mean, PK, all of this stuff where there's just like really good messages behind these movies.
So Aamir Khan's he's almost, in a way, he's kind of more Western of a star than a lot of the others. Because like Amitabh and Rajnikant and SRK, like those dudes have like prolific filmographies. Like looking at Aamir Khan's, like you're not wrong. It's like one to 3 movies a year, and then recently it's like 1.
That's right. Yeah, I think wasn't Dangal his last movie, or did he do one after that?
Koa Jane Na. Oh no, that's him. Special appearance. Lal Singh Chadha.
Okay.
The last movie he did was Thugs of Hindustan.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I haven't seen that one.
Which is like the whitest of white names. That's its name, is just Thugs of Hindustan.
Yeah.
The last movie he did before that was Secret Superstar.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that came after Dangal. Yeah. So Secret Superstar, and he did like a minor role in that movie. He wasn't the hero. He wasn't the main actor.
Sure.
That's a good movie, by the way. You should watch it.
Which one? Secret Superstar?
Yeah.
You know what I love about like the list of Indian films I need to watch?
What?
Like the list of like Western movies I have to watch feels like I can tackle it. The Indian one, like, no, dude, like I will tell you, like, honest, I'm not talking about the length of the movies because they're fucking impossible to get through because they're 4 hours long a piece.
Yeah.
Dude, watching Indian cinema is like unlike watching any other cinema because it makes me feel the way I think cinema should make me feel.
That's right. You're on a roller.
I mean?
You're on, like I said, you're on a journey. You're on a roller coaster. It takes you. I love it because you get invested in the characters. You get invested in the story. You get invested in the song. You know, like the songs, right? Like, you know, you didn't share this growing up. Like, but this was, the songs are in Indian radio, they're all movie songs.
Yeah, of course. Oh, what else would they be?
Exactly. There is no, like, I can't think of, off the top of my head, I cannot think of a one single independent source of music other than film scores, right? Like these are all film songs. That all, anything you dance to at weddings, anything anything
one of the songs you dance to at weddings
song,
is from DDLJ.
Exactly. That's right. I mean, all of these songs, they're all from movies because that's a huge part of the movie experience. Sometimes, and I think they still do this, but for a while they would tease the songs. So you hear the songs first before the movie came out. Sometimes they'd even show the what do you call it? The music video.
Sure.
Because
now they're like, that's the crazy thing. So it's really funny, like watching something like Lagan and then watching something like this. In Three Idiots, similar to like Entheron, Robo, whatever the hell you want to call it, the musical performances are like removed from the action, right? Yeah. Like the musical bits in Three Idiots take place in like fantastical reality.
Yeah.
And in
only one though. It was the Zooby Dooby. The other songs though were all plot, like they were all plot related.
Plot songs, right?
Yeah.
But like it seems like with more recent stuff I've seen, they're leaning harder on the latter with like where it's like we're gonna take, because like at some point it becomes about like what's the coolest thing I can show you, right?
Exactly.
What can I do with the music that's cool? Because at some point, like having a bunch of people on screens, singing and dancing ain't that exciting, but holy shit, Rajnikant is doing Daft Punk weird ass shit. Like that's a thing that happens in Robo. And in this movie, it has a little bit of that, but like it's what I love about Indian cinema is what you just said. Like the music on the radio is from the movies. Is it something, would it be weird if you lived in India for someone to say like, I don't watch movies? Would that be weird for someone to say like, I don't go to the movies? Like I have friends here that don't go to the movies.
Yeah, I mean, but do they, when you say don't go to the movies, do you mean
they don't even
watch movies, like period? Yeah, man, it would be shocking to hear someone. I mean, some people, like, it's not like it's unheard of. Like there are some people like, oh, I'm not that big into Bollywood, but they still know about it. They still know, like they still, it's because it's a part of the culture. If you didn't watch the movies, if you weren't, like my brother, he's not really a big fan of Bollywood. He doesn't watch that many. He probably watched a handful of them, but he knows all the actors. He knows all the songs because it's just, again, it's part of the culture. It's just woven into the fabric of society over there.
Which is, it's super cool too. And it's not even just over there, because I mean, you didn't grow up over there.
Yeah, that's right. That's here
I mean,
too.
I mean, that's what's crazy
right.
what's crazy is this idea that it's not just if you live in India, you're going to go to the movies. Like you already mentioned your whole movie going experience. It's probably not far from what's going on if you were trying to go see DDLJ at that theater in Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
Saving seats, going out to the concession stands, waiting in the intermission. That's not changed.
I'm sure it hasn't. Yeah. And
it has now. Well, it has now.
I'm sure it has now. That's right. That's
Sure.
right. That's right.
But COVID notwithstanding, it wouldn't have changed.
Right. Yeah. And it's from what my parents told me in India, they take it up a notch. Like movies were very expensive in India. So it was really a luxury. Like, talking about here, we planned it as a day. They really planned it as like, that was an outing, that was, hey kids, here's a treat for the fan. Like, whereas here we say, hey kids, we're going on a trip, right? As a vacation. For them, it was, hey, we're going to the movies. And it was just as exciting as going on a vacation because tickets were so expensive. The food was expensive. And it was just such a treat for my parents to be able to go to the cinema.
Do you think that factors into why the films are so long?
Yeah. That's a good question. I haven't really thought about that, but I could see that being a thing because the movie, when they make these movies, they know what they're doing, right? They know they are making a spectacle. They are making.
I think what's even more important is the audience expects
it.
That they're going to make that kind of movie.
Exactly. Yep. I agree. And in fact, it's so much so that when you don't get movies like that, there's a term for that. We call them offbeat movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if a movie isn't 3 hours, 3+ hours long,
sure.
If it doesn't have a love story in it, if it doesn't have those songs, by the way, we call them items. So if it doesn't have like item songs, right? Item numbers in there.
Wait, what?
So the songs like Zooby Dooby song from that would be called like an item. And I don't know why. I didn't make it up. I
understand veg and I understand veg and non-veg. I don't understand this.
Yeah. So item, right? Item. That's what we call it. And it's
item song.
Yeah, or just an item. Item when you say like, oh, this is an item, like in the movie, then the people understand it to mean it's song and dance, right?
It's really sad how boring Western culture can be. I mean, look, I love Marvel movies, but like it's a spectacle, but it's like different.
It's different.
It's like it's like I would challenge anyone to watch an Indian cinema film and not come away from the film being like, this was just so much fun. Like it feels like I was saying, I sat here and watched Three Idiots at my computer, not the optimal way to watch it. I'm not one of these people that's like, I can't wait to go back to the movies. Like, nope, I don't care.
Yeah.
But like sitting here and watching a movie like Three Idiots that, like you said, it has a little bit of action. It has a lot of romance. It has a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
Like it kind of checks every box.
Right.
And it makes me feel the way movies haven't made me feel in a long time, since probably last year when I watched Indian cinema, which is like, this industry that's not here knows what they're doing more than we do.
Right.
And our culture doesn't want to watch those movies.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking shame of them all.
It is. We are, and when I say we, I mean, now speaking as an American, right? Our cinema, like what we like to do is we stick to a genre, right? One movie can't have it all, right? You don't watch it.
It really can't.
It's either a horror movie, it's an action movie, it's a drama, or it's a comedy, or it's sometimes you get dramedies, or sometimes you get some hybrids, but rom-coms, right? But it's you hardly get something that checks every block, like what Hindi movies are, and so that's one problem. And then the other problem is, in action movies, it's like it's over the top in whatever genre you're in. If it's a romance movie, then there's like tons of sex. If it's an action movie, then there's like tons of action, tons of blood, tons of gore. And so it's just overstimulating, where to the point where you're just like, man, this is. I guess it's good. I guess it's entertaining, which is the point of the movie, which is the point of movies. But it's it's kind of just mindless entertainment.
It's part of a point of the movies.
It's part of the point of movies.
I mean, look, I think that a lot of people that are a lot stupider than you or I will be like, I only watch movies to be entertained.
Yeah.
But I know, and you don't even have to know, because I don't know if you know any filmmakers, but I do.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you would assume as much, people don't make movies just to entertain people. People make movies like humanity and humans in general. People do things for all kinds of reasons.
That's true. Yeah.
I can't assume that you're making the movie to entertain me any more than I can assume you're making the movie to educate me about Lagan, about, British imperialism, Three Idiots, about the stressors of growing up in a Indian household, millennial household of the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, I assume that that's what you were going for because you did such a good job at presenting it. But, I don't know. But to your point, it's just really strange to me how little presence Indian cinema has in our culture. And it's really a shame because again, you uniquely understand this as someone of Indian descent growing up in this country.
Right.
We didn't talk about it in high school. Shit, I didn't see an Indian cinema film until I went to India, Neil.
Well, what was the first movie you saw when you were in India?
Robo.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Because it was on the plane.
Right.
I'm sure they had DDLJ on the plane. They had a pretty they had a pretty expansive list of movies. DDLJ is God tier, S tier movie.
It really is. Yeah.
But no Westerners have never heard of it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of insane because Westerners have heard of films like Seven Samurai or I don't know.
Oh, what was that? What was that recent Korean film? The one the best
Boy?
movie. No.
Oh, Parasite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Lagan got nominated for an Oscar when it came out. It didn't win.
Yeah.
Which, the movie that won, I think, was a film talking about the Bosnian War or something, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But, it's weird how underrepresented Indian cinema is in American culture.
Yeah.
I think the closest we've ever gotten is Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh yeah, dude! Don't even get me started.
That movie is such shit too.
Well, it's not that honestly, I thought the movie was fine, but it was the cultural talking about cultural impact of me growing up as an Indian, and every American person. Every non-Indian person that approached me was like, "Oh, dude, you're Indian, badass. I love Slumdog Millionaire." And it was that was the first thing. And it was what? Okay.
It's really quaint. It's a movie about India being made by someone who's British.
Yeah,
that's really quaint, isn't it?
Exactly. And I was just okay. And it just got really frustrating for me because I did like the movie, but it's why am I being associated with the movie? Because I'm Indian and that was the only Indian movie they've ever seen.
At least they're saying I don't like curry.
Oh God, yeah.
Isn't that the I don't like Indian food? I don't like curry. Okay,
yeah.
Well,
curry is very spicy to me. It's what?
Great.
Yeah,
you do. That's like saying I don't like hamburgers. It's okay. Well, there's a million different kinds of these things, but
the better one.
Throw them all out at once, sure.
The better one is, oh, you're Indian. Do you like curry? And I'm like, what? You mean do I like to eat curry leaves?
Ain't nobody. Well, people do. You could deep fry curry leaves. I don't know why you would.
I guess, yeah, but it's
you could put I bought it from of all places Trader Joe's. They have a Indian snack mix, and it has curry leaves in it.
Yeah, but it's part of the flavoring. You don't eat it. It's not the snack, right?
No, God, no.
Exactly.
All the little crispy things in the snack.
Exactly, yeah. So it's when people are like, "Oh man, do you like curry? Do you eat curry? Oh, you're Indian. Do you eat curry?" And I'm like, "What?" I was genuinely confused. I didn't understand because curry is a spice. So it's just me asking you, "Are you American? Do you eat black pepper? Do you eat salt?"
Hello and welcome to Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys. My name is Hunter. In this podcast, I'll be joined by a different guest each week to discuss a classic Western movie or TV show. I've been a fan of classic Westerns for as long as I can remember, and in recent years, they've become very nostalgic for me. I love the aesthetic, the tropes, and I love seeing different filmmakers' takes on them. At their best, they're incredibly entertaining, rewatchable, and some of my all-time favorite movies are Westerns. We'll mostly focus on Western movies made in Hollywood, but we'll also be covering spaghetti Westerns, and one thing I'm very excited to get into are Western TV shows. I've got some amazing guests coming on the show, film professors, historians, and podcasters. And Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys is part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, and many guests on the show will be from other shows on the network. Thanks for listening.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the most bizarre...
I like that, Neal. I'll turn it around on you, you sons of bitches. Do you like salt? But that's the thing. Like, again, I come at this from a very different angle because I grew up, like, my mom and dad, like, love my friends. Like, they're very welcoming to my friends. And like,
I love your parents, man. I love your parents.
And like, I mean, like, we all grew up together. Like, you guys... Like, we had a lot of our friend group that first spawned them. A lot of other, I mean, like, a lot of, like, we've had a lot of funny experiences together. And I wouldn't trade that shit for the world. But, like, what's weird is, like, how little, but at the same time, how much your culture rubbed off on me without you having to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, I was never, like, asking you about it. We just, like,
no, absolutely
went
not.
to Yerevat all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
I remember, dude. I remember you got the vindaloo. Like, you were like,
time.
"What's the spiciest?" You're like, "What's the spiciest thing
on the menu?"
Yeah, and I was like,
"Oh,
the
you don't
vindaloo."
do that in India. You do it in the United States. When you do it in India, it's a big mistake.
Yeah, that's right.
Then you understand why they look at you strange at the restaurants in the United States, because in India they just don't give a shit. They're just like, "Here you go, asshole. Here's your food.
You want it. You want it.
Enjoy it. You wanted it as spicy as possible. Well, it's yours now."
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I love Indian culture. I love being able to talk about Indian movies because there's just a joy. Like, look, India is not a happy place in a lot of ways.
That's right. That's right.
Like, COVID notwithstanding.
No, yeah.
India,
I mean, besides COVID, yeah.
Yeah, India is a country that has been doing a lot of cultural unpacking.
Right.
For a long time. And they will continue to do so. I mean, this is the same country that within the last 150 years had a caste system.
That's right. I mean, honestly, man, the caste system still lives in a lot of places.
It is.
You know, it's in the villages. It's in the official Indian position, official Indian government position is there's no caste system. It's in the Constitution. There shall not be a caste system, right? But society is still a very pervasive, very prevalent concept in society.
Slow to adopt too.
It's slow to adopt. Yeah, I mean, you don't see caste-based discrimination as apparent. It's not like, oh, what caste are you? Well, you're untouched. But dude, I'm telling you, like, there are, like, you know, there are people that I know that you may know too, that I shall not name names, but you know, they will be, their parents are like, oh, we want you to marry within this caste.
Sure, right? Of course. They actually say that still.
They actually say that still.
That's wild. It's not wild though. It's wild in the sense that, like, it's not wild because, again, I know the culture and, like, I'm not surprised any more than anyone else should be. But what's surprising is, like, can you imagine as an adult living in the United States, far removed from the Indian subcontinent, saying that to your kid who has grown up with, like, all of the things that, like, your ancestors couldn't, it's so advanced they couldn't fucking fathom it if they were smoking all the grass on the planet. I mean, the fact that you and I are talking digitally right now through a computer,
right?
Mind-blowing computers alone, but the idea that two people could actually be on the screen doing this would be mind-blowing.
Yep.
And yet they're still like, you have to marry into a caste. It's like, what in the actual fuck, man? Like,
Yep. And you know,
that's not me westernizing anything. That's just society having to move past it.
I agree. We need to catch up, right? That's the problem. There's just, like you said, slow to adopt, and it's very disheartening. I mean, India has a lot of other problems, right? The very, very big rich-poor divide, right? The rich-poor gap is massive in India. There are just as many, you know, there's so many slums over there that, and it's like, if you're not rich, then you're either working class, barely making ends meet, or you're poor as fuck.
You're legitimately like a homeless person.
Yeah, you're destitute, you know.
But by the way, being homeless in this country is probably 10 times better. I don't know. I can't really speak for it. But the worst homeless in India would probably look at homeless in this country and be like, that's what you consider homeless?
Yeah. I mean, man, like, I would I am proud to be an American, and I would rather be homeless here than in any other country. I would rather do anything here than do it in any other country. I'd rather go to school here than any other country. I'd rather get a job here than in any other. I'd rather be in prison here than in any other country. It's that kind of stuff. Like we have it good here in a lot. I mean, I'm not saying America's perfect. We know that.
No,
right? We're not even.
This is
close.
This is one of those kinds of podcasts. Yes, we know on this podcast America's not perfect.
Yeah, but be that as it may, there are a lot of things this country has going well for it that don't measure or that far exceed how other countries compare in the same respect.
People don't beg for a living here because that's what they're told to do.
Yep.
They beg for a living here because they often don't have any other option.
Right.
In India, it's just like, you're a small child, you're going to go beg, we're not going to send you to school. Like, you need to make money for the family to be able to eat. Tough shit.
That's right.
And
Otherwise
that's like the most miserable life you will ever lead, is thinking about that, and having to live it, I'm sure, is way worse.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, I can't speak to it, but man, it's just, some of the stuff, and this is, sometimes this is what you see in the movies. And I think when you see those moments in movies, what's a good example? Gully Boy. Have you heard of that one?
That's the next episode of the show.
There you go. Gully Boy with Ranveer Singh. Man. Oh, have you seen the movie yet?
I've seen about half of it.
Oh, well then you've seen what this guy has had to go through, right? And it's just, I mean, I can't speak from experience, but I can only imagine that shit is on point,
Yeah, I mean, you see it in 3 Idiots. You see
that's right.
The Raju character, like, he is his family's lifeline.
That's right. That's right. Raju is the only shot that family has at being able to continue eating, meals.
Yeah, okra and cauliflower is getting expensive.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean that is where the reality is, and this is this is not just a movie creation.
That's right.
This is real. This is how people are actually living in India.
Yeah. My dad, I think it was my dad. He said his first flat in India when he was in Mumbai, when they were growing up. I think he said it was like maybe 300 square feet or something like that. It was one of those where and it was not, he had 2 sisters, or still has, but back then when he was great. 2 sisters, mother and a father. It was, they were all, it was like the kitchen was the entire house. They were crammed. That's right. They were crammed into it. Yeah.
I can't fathom that any more than you can.
Yeah. I mean, it was amazing.
That's the size of the upstairs of my house. That's the size, that's like half the size of your apartment.
Yeah, it's like half the size. I mean, dude, less than half the size of my apartment. Like I said, it's like the kitchen and the kitchen, or maybe the living room of a home. And that's the whole house, everything, bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
How does this change, Neal? I'm curious as we kind of wrap this up, because that's the whole point of this movie, right? Is like Dr. Viru. He's like, look, this is the way it is. I don't change it. It is what it is. This is the system. My son died and I was still here teaching you assholes.
The next day.
Yeah. I mean, how does, we just talked about this, living in a 300 square foot flat, or, like in Gully Boy, a film we're going to be talking about on the next episode, like living in squalor and poverty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does that change in India? Is there a way to change it? You think?
That is a
billion dollar question.
That's right. That's the $1 billion question. I mean,
we got Modi's number. Do we have his number?
Let me check real quick.
He's probably dealing with the terrible way that him and his party handled COVID. So don't want to keep him busy.
No, he's tied up right now. He's tied up. Trying to make sure not millions.
Trying to figure out how to get reelected.
Well, just how do you prevent thousands of additional people from dying from freaking COVID because of the terrible situation they have over there? But man, how does this change? I mean, look, I think the movie does a good job. Like, I think the movie is the right way because it impacted me. It impacted me, right? Yeah. And I think change has to start at a grassroots fundamental level, and that's, we see the message. We understand the message. We live the message resonates with us. We see
Right.
those characters. We see what they go through. We laugh the laughs. We cry the tears. And it really hits home for us, or at least for me. I'm sure it did for you.
Well,
too.
it hit home for me too. I mean, again, I've suffered a lot of the same things that some of the characters in this film have suffered, as I know you have.
Right.
I don't even have to guess about it. I know you have.
Yeah, and
it's a generational thing.
It's a generational thing, and you're right. And it's I think the change starts with us, right? Like we get that impact, and then the hope is that we can start applying it for the next generation, for when we have kids, and for our kids, and really change their outlook. And this changes our behavior, and then we pay it forward,
Right.
And I think that's how change is effected. I think it's got to be done at the grassroots fundamental level, and you have to believe in it, and then you will effect the change, and it'll pass down.
I agree. And look, what's really funny is you kind of mentioned the vehicle through which the message gets to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if everybody in India is going to see the movies, use the movies.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, use the movies. They're a viable outlet for change, clearly.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
must be. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't imagine that the opinions didn't change after Three Idiots came out.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the sad part is there are still, a lot of that stuff still happening today. A lot of that stuff is still,
Of course.
But I would say there are a lot of instances where that doesn't happen anymore, right? And like, I sure as hell am not going to do that for my kids, right? Like I'm changed, right? I mean, my parents did it to some degree, not to the full extent of what you see in Three Idiots, but I got it to some degree. I want my kid to understand the value and importance of education, but I'm not going to predetermine their fate, and I'm not going to tell them life is at eighth. I'm not doing that. I would hope that my kid turns out to be happy and great, or kids or whatever, and they pass it down, onto the next generation, and go from there.
I think you're right. I mean, I think it does kind of, I don't regularly have people that are like, that I grew up with on the podcast. It was kind of mentioned at the top of this. So it is kind of funny if you think about it. This idea that like, we have to be the ones to break the chains.
Yeah.
And not like, chains like keeping us down, man.
Right.
But they are kind of keeping us down because they're keeping us as a society down from a cultural standpoint.
Right.
Like while this is a film talking about Indian culture, this film has also been remade in Spanish.
Really?
Yeah. Three Idiots was remade as Tres Idiotas.
Wow.
In 2017, my friend.
A full remake. Like, you're talking new actors, new dialogue, all of that stuff.
Correct.
Wow.
Tres Idiotas. Yeah. I mean, that's my point. Like, we as a society have to be the ones to break the bonds, societal ills, issues with our previous generation's upbringing, or what their upbringings kind of instilled in those generations, right? Mm-hmm. So we have to be the ones to do it, and that is exhausting.
Yep.
It is
exhausting. It is exhausting. But, I like, to your point earlier, I think movies are a great outlet for doing that, because for delivering that message, because, again, I go back to how much I love Aamir Khan for this part of, for what he does in picking these movies. But you look at Lagan, you look at Rang De Basanti, you look at Tare Zameen Par. Tare Zameen Par is about a dyslexic child. You look at, you look at Rang De Basanti, which is about, that one's about terrorism, but it's about them, the radicalism of wanting to effect change.
Sure.
You look at, what are some of the other ones that he's done? Shoot, I can't remember right now, but
I don't know, but I want to watch Gajini.
Gajini. Yeah, Gajini. Yeah.
God, no, Gajini.
Gajini.
What is he, a prisoner?
No, so that one is actually, that's a remake of an American movie, I believe. Maybe it's another foreign film, but
it's a remake of Memento.
Memento. Yep. But it's still a good movie, and obviously there's the Indian take. There's songs in it and stuff like that, right? But Aamir Khan gets yoked for that movie. Like he is. It's like damn. He is jacked for that movie.
So as we close this out, Neal, would you say for Three Idiots, skip it or watch it?
Obviously, watch it. If that's that, hopefully we got that from the podcast, right? Like if you
I would hope so.
If you made it this far in the podcast, you'd understand that my recommendation is
Netflix.
to watch it.
You don't have to go very far. You probably have a Netflix subscription.
Netflix and Amazon Prime, as I learned.
Netflix and Amazon Prime, tons of Indian cinema, like
tons, surprisingly,
tons. And the easiest place to watch them because they have the English dubs, and you can just turn them on with a click of the button.
That's right. Or you mean the subs, right?
Yeah, English subs. Don't watch any foreign films dubbed.
Absolutely.
God, no.
I just watched. This is tangent. This is a tangent, but have you watched Lupin on Netflix?
Have I watched what?
Lupin.
Oh, Lupin.
Yeah.
No.
So
you're trying to pull your French on me there, huh?
Well, I was trying to not pull the French.
But you did anyway.
Voilà. C'est Lupin. Yeah. Tu vois Lupin? No, it's amazing. Really it's incredible. It's incredible. I think you should watch that. But it's in French, right? And the whole thing takes place in Paris. But it's funny because they have an English dub. A dub, like a true dub. And I'm like, why? That is a mistake. Like you have to watch it.
All dubs are a mistake, man.
I know. I'm starting to, I watch a few animes here and there, and I've been starting to watch them in like subs because it's like, the voice acting just doesn't compare.
Yeah, it might be easier to like, I can be on my phone while I'm watching it, but like your viewing experience suffers.
Exactly, that's right. You're missing what was originally intended.
Right, exactly. So what's your favorite Indian cinema film other than Three Idiots?
Man, why you got to ask that question?
Because I want to know. If it's DDLJ, you can just tell me.
I mean, it's like, but those are like such.
Ruk Ja Dil Diwani is a good song.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
Yeah. I mean, DDLJ just remains a true blue classic in my heart. I mean, it's such the obvious choice. Man, but I mean, there's also like Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, Dil To Pagal Hai. Like the thing is, like all of those movies.
I'm gonna be watching that soon, by the way.
Which one?
Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
There you go.
Never seen it, but it's essentially DDLJ, right? It's essentially just DDLJ. It's the same two main actors. I mean, Christ, they worked together how many times? Like 7 times.
Oh yeah. Shah Rukh Khan, Kajol. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, is it the same chick from DDLJ?
Oh yeah. Dude, they are the famous Bollywood couple. And just to tell you how crazy, I know we're off topic now, but just to tell you like how rich the cinema is. When I was a kid, I thought that Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol were actually like
really together?
Yeah, like really together. I really thought they were really together. That's how convincing it was to me. And I used to think that the actors used to sing the songs themselves. I know.
Whoa, man. That is some suspension of disbelief right there, man. It is like, that is the thing I love about Indian cinema is the audience has to follow the film director into the abyss. Because
that's right.
The moment the singing starts, it's like, they're just pantomiming.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Like, they sell it. The good ones can sell it.
Oh,
they
yeah.
really can.
Absolutely. Shah Rukh Khan. I mean,
man.
And DDLJ makes you think he can play guitar, and
exactly.
like, and there are other
and piano and
piano. That's right, piano. Yeah.
You're not gonna tell me to watch Dawn.
Oh, you gotta watch Dawn, the SRK remake. You watched the original, right? Yeah. You see, you have to watch the
Dawn.
Dude, Dawn. Yeah.
Dawn. No, that's how they say in the original. Dawn.
Dawn. Yeah.
Dawn. Fucking song where he's high on the betel leaves and he's dancing around.
Oh, Pan. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's Pan. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It is betel though, right?
Yeah. Beetle. I think it's pronounced a beetle, but Pan. Yeah.
Pan.
Have you had Pan?
Nah. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love Pan. Pan is amazing.
I've had it because of you at fucking Patel Brothers. Or not Patel Brothers. It was that grocery store that was like.
Was it Taj?
Near where you guys.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wait, near where we lived.
It's like in an old strip mall. It's probably like near Spring Creek.
Oh yeah, that sounds like Taj or Patel Brothers. Either one of those.
I think it's probably Patel Brothers now.
Yeah, probably
they
Patel
have
Brothers.
taken over.
Yeah, that's right. They really have.
Just don't go down the asafoetida fucking aisle, man. I can't handle asafoetida, man. It's like the one thing I can't handle. You know me.
Yeah.
I am an adventurous eater.
Yeah.
I know I've eaten asafoetida because it's in Indian cuisine. Like,
it is.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
But fuck, man.
It smells so bad. It's horrendous.
Devil's bung, bro.
Yeah, for good reason. You know, actually, asafoetida is very common in Gujarati cuisine.
I believe it.
It's in almost every single dish.
Isn't it in a lot of Indian cuisine? Just period.
I think so.
You put it in the ghee to like mellow it out.
Oh.
It gives the cuisine the Indian flavors. When I've seen, who the fuck knows, dude? Who the fuck knows, man? Like,
It's definitely prevalent in Indian cuisine for sure. A lot in Gujarati food. Like we have this. Have you heard of the word tadka? Or like okay, so that's the North Indian term for it. We call it fagar, and it's basically you take what's the word? You flash fry spices in oil.
Oh, okay, sure.
And one of the components in Gujarati cuisine is asafoetida. We call it hing in Gujarati. Hing.
Hing powder.
Hing powder. Yeah. That's a lot easier. Isn't that a lot easier to pronounce than asafoetida? I had the hardest time pronouncing asafoetida. I was like hing. That's way easier.
Hing. Well, it smells like death.
It smells like death.
Look, like I love like my love of Indian culture is not in question here, but that for me is it's wild, man. It's strong.
It's so strong.
They sell that shit in plastic containers, like
yes. Yep. And there's a little, at the top, there's just like a little hole and you have to puncture like a little hole. That's the trick. Like, I don't know if you know this, but the trick is when you get those bottles, there's usually a little perforation at the top.
Sure.
And you just poke a little hole in there because what you do is you kind of squeeze the bottle so the powder like comes out in bursts and not all at one time. Like that's
so your entire house doesn't smell like hing
for like 3 months.
Oh my God. So on that note, let's play a preview, and we'll play a preview for the next and second to last Kulturecast of May.
ये गली की बारात नहीं, तेरी कोई औकात नहीं इस जंग में।
बन जा मेरा चेला, तुझे बहुत कुछ सिखाना है। मेरा रैप सुन के तेरी बंदी बोले, ओ ये तो मेरा वाला गाना है।
ये टी-शर्ट है नल्ली, इलाका ये मेरा, go back to your गली। कुछ है क्या बोलने को इसका?
अब बहुत बेटे चुपचाप, क्या घंटे का इंसाफ, देश कैसे होगा साफ, इनकी नीयत में है दाग सिर्फ।
छोटे में को लगा था रैप का बहुत शौक है करके, इसको रैप बोलते हैं।
ये देख मेरी गाड़ी, मेरे जूते, ये देख दारू, छोकरी।
सफीना, तुम्हें कुकिंग आती है?
नहीं, लेकिन अगर सब कुछ सही रहा, एक दिन मैं आपका लिवर ट्रांसप्लांट कर सकती हूँ।
हाँ मेरा भाई, ये तो नोटों की सरकार है ना, नोट से बनाते अपने बेटों को ये स्टार।
मेरे बॉयफ्रेंड से गुलू गुलू करेगी तो धोपतूंगी ना उसको।
अच्छा, बहुत बड़ी गुंडी है तू।
अच्छा छोड़ ना, सॉरी, फिर से नहीं होएगा ऐसा।
कहा मेरी कसम,
मर जाएगा तू।
अकेला इंसान फिर गाड़ी तेरी 4 क्यों, घर में है 4 फिर रूम्स तेरे 8 क्यों।
कोई बड़ी मुराद अगर सपने में दिख जाए तो उसके लिए ट्राई करने का ना।
कुछ जो करने का है तो कर।
अब बोलो आसादी,
तेरा अब्बू एक ड्राइवर है, नौकर का बेटा नौकर बनेगा, ये फितरत है।
अब बोलो आसादी,
कितना कितना पैसा झोंक रहा हूँ मैं पढ़ाई में।
ये पढ़ाई कर रहा है, ये रंगापा कर रहा है ये।
अगली बार अगर देख लिया मैंने, समझ लेना अपना टाइम आएगा।
अपना टाइम आएगा।
जितने भी चीरफाड़ आर्टिस्ट हुए ना आज तक, सबके सब भूख के पक्कड़। हालत ऐसी कि जो मिलेगा नोच खाएंगे, बीट चुरा के फिर उसी भूख की कहानी बना के बोले फिर जाके कुछ उखाड़े।
उठ जा अपनी राख से, तू उड़ जा अब तलाश में, परवाज़ देख परवाने की आसमां भी सर।
बस ये तो तेरे अंदर की सच्ची कहानी, तेरे अंदर का लावा फट के बाहर आने दे।
अब हौसले से जीने दे, अब खौफ नहीं है सीने में, हर रास्ते को चीरेंगे हम, कामयाबी छीनेंगे, सब कुछ मिला पसीने से, मतलब बना अब जीने में। क्यों?
तू कौन है? क्या औकात क्या तेरा? कोई दूसरा मेरे को बताएगा मैं कौन है?
क्योंकि अपना टाइम आएगा, तू नंगा ही तो आया है, क्या घंटा लेकर जाएगा? अपना टाइम आएगा, अपना टाइम आएगा, अपना टाइम आएगा, तू नंगा ही तो आया है, क्या घंटा लेकर जाएगा? अपना टाइम आएगा, अपना टाइम आएगा, अपना टाइम आएगा, तू नंगा ही तो आया है, क्या घंटा लेकर? सलाम ठोक, सर झुका, तू दुम दबा, चल रास्ता नाप ले, कपड़े सिला ले खुद के दम पे, नहीं लिए मैंने अपने बाप से। अपना टाइम आएगा, अपना टाइम
That's right. On the second to last Kulturecast of May, we're going to be talking about a film that Neal's already mentioned, so the cat's out of the bag. We're going to be talking about Gully Boy, which is the most contemporary film we're covering this month. I think it came out, Neal, correct me if I'm wrong, 2019?
That sounds about right. Yeah. It was before COVID for sure.
Most things were before.
Yeah.
Most things were before COVID.
The land before COVID,
everything.
right? That's
yeah. But Neal, Gully Boy, good movie, yeah?
Absolutely. And I think it's the Indian counterpart to 8 Mile.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen about half of it, so I've got those vibes so far.
Yeah.
And again, it speaks to an experience that I don't think a lot of us in the West think even goes on.
Right.
Like Indian rapping, like what? Like,
oh yeah,
like it's a thing. Like hell yeah, no, like yeah, exactly. So there you go. So I will be joined by my good friends Rich Haddam and Cullen, and I know that Richard is going to have a lot of things to say because he always does. On that note, big thanks as always to Neal for joining me for your first time out. Maybe you'll come back, maybe not. I'll know here in about a minute when we're done recording. Big thanks to Patreon subscribers. You can find the podcast at patreon.com/culturecast. $1 is all it takes to get some bonus content. We do 1 bonus episode a month, sometimes 2, it depends, but that's where you can go if you want to listen to that. We did 2 bonus episodes last month, so that's where they are. And as always, make sure to check out the next episode.